Today's game is Might and Magic Clash of Heroes. I was gonna actually skip this one and take a break, but I eventually said fuck it and grabbed it. Once installed, like every other review, I go through the options to turn the game's graphics on bus, just to see if my current system can handle it, but lo and behold, no fucking graphic options. Sad times indeed, and anyone wanting to give the game a little bit more polish has to refer to mods or forcing graphic hardware settings.
Legendary peoples. The elves guard the forests of Ireland.
When I started the campaign, I got super excited when the game loaded. I'm a sucker for old school games, and it reminded me of Secret of Mana for the SNES, but with HD graphics. I was thinking to myself, how fucking cool would it be if the game was actually like that? Anywho, all that excitement faded once I learned you had predefined places you had to click to move your character. After that, I kinda knew the direction the game developers took with the making of this game. I'm actually finding it a little bit hard to shit on a game that looks like an HD SNES port. And I also keep thinking to myself how much fucking cooler this would be if it were a high definition version of Secret of Mana. Imagine that, 4-player co-op Secret of Mana HD. I know it was only 3 players, but everything's 4 these days. Wouldn't that be pretty fucking sweet? All in all, the game plays like a game of chess, except a lot more complicated than chess. I remember playing a game back in the day called Org Battle, and this game has a similar feel, being as it's turn-based, and you have to move your character about the board to defend or attack an enemy. As I went through the tutorials, I was like, man, this is pretty fucking intense. On a side note today, I'm actually doing this review with the flu. My brain isn't really up to par with all the options the game is giving me on the battlefield. And I'm gonna tell you, there's actually a hell of a lot of combinations you can do. You can either turn the board in your favor with something stupid like setting up a wall or some sort of weird defense perimeter, or you can royally fuck yourself. You actually gotta take your time and plan your moves. Graphics are cute, but again, I keep wishing this was another game. I do know, however, that there are people out there who like these kind of games, and I do too, when I can get into it. But as I said before, this game brought back memories of one of my favorite games when I launched it. Back to graphics here now. This is an instance where cutscenes actually match the gameplay. They're doing that Photoshop After Effects thing with the cutscenes in this game. Now, referring back to Hard Reset here, where you got these intense graphics and the cut screens are actually like chopped out Photoshop images with After Effects. Now, this game does the same thing, except this game, it actually matches the whole idea of like the classic old school sprites setup.
Fallen heroes who tried in vain to save them.
Sound is sound. What else do you want me to say here? I didn't hear anything that sounded out of place, and I think that's the main thing to look for when going over sound. There's no choppiness at all. This is one game where the music does stand out, more so than other games I've reviewed. Turn-based RPGs generally have better sound than the average first-person shooter. Thing is, what if we have the Final Fantasy Battle theme song on, say, a game like Bad Company 2? Would that make the game sound better? The answer is no. Game music needs to be catered to the particular game project. So if you got some free time on your hands, some coin floating around on your credit cards, why not give this game a shot? But remember, you need to like turn-based games, otherwise I'd look elsewhere for another game. I think today I'm a little bit too sick to actually shit on a game like I normally do, but I just wanted to give you guys an idea of what the game is actually like. So with that, it's time to end this review. DTR, communicate laters, folks.